I apologize. I got a little emotional before I could finish it off. But yeah, when it comes to this country, when it comes to what I believe in, when it comes to the things that I vowed to lay my life down for, the things that my brothers did lay their life down for, when it comes to the things that those men and women in Arlington put their lives on the line for, yeah, I do get a little upset. I do get a little emotional. I don't want to be this kind of a man that gets emotional over these things. I want to be that hardcore Marine. I want to be that guy who had no feeling, who could do whatever I was ordered to do. I just can't. After all the things I've seen, after all the things I've done, after all the things I know now, as a tired man, I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired of watching my country fall apart. And it's fallen apart from the inside because we've allowed ourselves to be hijacked, to watch movies and go, oh, okay, we were attacked on 9/11. Now we're going to go kill everybody. Well, we're not really taking care of the problems that caused 9/11. We're taking care of the problems that the people who caused it weren't taken care of. I'm not going to get into that. The same as I'm not going to get into salvation and following a path to Christ. I'll leave that up to end time watchmen and others. If you need your soul saved, brothers and sisters, go to them. I can't do it. I'm here to talk about what is real and what isn't real. The real story is, yes, we are going to get sucked into another massive war. Our brothers and sisters, our children are going to die in another war that makes no sense whatsoever. You know it, I know it. Whether it be Iran, which is probably where we're going next, or here in America, depending on how long it takes us to completely crumble. I guess my thing is I'm begging everyone watching this, if you are serving here in America or overseas, if you are asked to be deployed against peaceful uprisings, don't do it. Don't do it at all. You're talking to a man who went into LA, who looked right at one of the dark green Marines, and he had to look at him after you just heard a big talk about we're going there. Do you dark green Marines really think that you can kill one of your brothers? That is what was said to us on the grinder that day in Camp Horno. Can you actually kill one of your brothers? And a dark green Marine looked at me and he said, well, this is my brother. We all bleed red. Sure, if they try to kill him, I'm going to kill them. Well, we ended up in LA on May 2nd. Okay, we won't get into all that. But there were folks from Fort Ord and from Pendleton there. And we, at least the people I was with, not to get into what I did, but we were asked to give a salute report. Now, for all the Patriots out there, you know what a salute report is. It's a pretty quick, down and dirty way to explain to the rear what the enemy's doing. I gave salute reports from the top of buildings in Los Angeles, California, during the riots. I really didn't feel like I was giving a report about an enemy. I was just giving people the information. That was what I was asked to do, among other things. But yeah, I mean, now looking back, oh Lord, years later now, that's a salute report. Man, things I did down in Bogota, things I did in Sri Lanka during the Tiger Uprising, things I did during the NPA issues in the Philippines. I mean, those are things that we did to report back information to the rear about enemies. I really, really did not know what I was doing. I just knew that it was better than being in the barracks. I knew it was better than being in Coronado, bouncing through surf, blasting friggin' away at a wave that there's no way that Zodiac could have friggin' taken care of. I knew that we weren't going to make it over the waves, and yet, there we went. Now, for you overseas, for you in the military that are still wearing the uniform, talk to your first sergeants. Talk to your sergeant majors. If you're in the Marine Corps, talk to them. Ask them what it was like writing the MUSOC manuals. Ask them what it was like in North Carolina. Ask them what it was like in Cali when we were writing those MUSOC manuals. What, you think that just because I have long hair and earrings, busted lip, crooked nose, that I'm some crazy knucklehead that came out of nowhere? Now listen, there was a time in the 80s, before MUSOC, before there were Helo squadrons, before there were Amtraks, before there were rubber boats, before there were, ribs. When we were figuring out how a Zodiac responded in open ocean after being jacked out of the back of an LPD, and we would do a ready circle until we were almost out of fuel in a fuel bladder, because we knew they're going to put us on a trailer and they're going to carry us back to the friggin' barracks. We would spend hours out there on that choppy, cold sea. Talk to the people. Talk to them. You've got salt. You've got guys in your unit. I know when I was in your area, when I was a PFC, when I was a Lance, when I was a corporal, when I was a sergeant, when I was a staff sergeant, I didn't talk to the first sergeant. Me and him didn't go out drinking. We didn't go out and talk about things. I wish I would have, because years later, I met a Marine that was in Beirut. I wish I had got to know him when I was in the Corps. I found out, this old boy was in my unit. I didn't ever know that he had been in Beirut. We started talking, and he said, why do you think I had a Purple Heart back in the 80s? And he was my rank. It was kind of a weird deal. And I said, well, I never thought about that. I didn't know anything about Beirut. I had no idea. That's how silly we were. We didn't have computers. I got out of high school. We had ball printers. We had green screens. And we had C++ programming. We had no idea about what you could learn on the internet, what we can do today. I had no idea you could sit here and talk to a flipping camera and upload it to YouTube. Now's the time to know what we're about. And we're about this. Our Constitution is in friggin' trouble. Huge trouble. But we are handicapped. Here in America, we're very handicapped. We have a government that has placed everybody that could probably and possibly matter on a terrorist watch list. All you got to do is speak out. All you got to do is go to a free speech zone and be arrested. And you know as well as I do, we've all worked it. How to go in there in the wedge. How to take that grab team. That's what we called them, the grab team. We were the ones with the handcuffs, the zip ties. We'd make a spearhead, boom, we'd blast into that line, and we would go after the guy with the bullhorn. You know it. I know it. We did it. We trained for it. And when I was training for it, I really never thought this day would come. I trained for it because we went to Sri Lanka. Ask the folks that you're stationed with. Ask them. Just ask them. What's it like to be sitting there having a good day, you're in the chow hall, and next thing you know, the bubble goes up, and you're on a flipping plane to a little freaking island off the coast of India that had nothing to do with nothing. And you're in the middle of a friggin' daggum mess between a bunch of tigers and the government. I I didn't care why the government was being attacked by the tigers. I just knew it was my job to protect the Capitol. For God's sakes! I had no idea. And you know what? I was so friggin' stupid, I didn't go back and ever even look into it. Why are they upset? Why are the Tamil Tigers so freaking upset? So if you think that this long-haired, crazy Indian with the earrings and the glasses, yeah, I'm old, I gotta have trifocals now. If you think I'm crazy, ask him. Go to the Salt.